Melody Shari is clearly entering a new phase of her life, and what makes this moment stand out is how intentional everything feels. This is not a random post, and it is not someone casually sharing content just to stay visible. What Melody shared looks like a carefully planned move. From the timing to the visuals to the message behind it, everything points to purpose. People immediately started talking because it did not feel ordinary. It felt like the beginning of something new and well thought out. One of the first things people noticed was the way Melody presented herself. She looked confident, calm, and focused. Her outfit, her posture, her energy, and even the way she carried herself sent a message. She did not look rushed or overwhelmed. She looked steady. When someone shows up like that, it often means they are in a good place mentally and emotionally. This was not about trying to impress. It was about showing growth and clarity. As the clip continued, viewers noticed something important. There were cameras, interviews, and movement. This was not casual behind-the-scenes footage. This looked organized. This looked structured. The presence of media, especially the Fox 54 interview, made it clear that this was not accidental. Media appearances are planned, they are scheduled, they do not happen without intention. That alone told viewers that Melody is positioning herself for something bigger. Along with media appearances, Melody has been active in multiple spaces at the same time. She has been going live, engaging on TikTok, and hosting business-related masterclasses. This shows balance and effort. It shows someone who is not just talking, but actually working. Teaching a property preservation masterclass is not influencer behavior. That is business behavior. That is someone sharing knowledge and experience. It shows that Melody is building, not just posting. This is important because many people have tried to limit Melody to being just a reality TV personality. What she is showing now challenges that idea. She is presenting herself as an entrepreneur, a teacher, and a brand. She is active, involved, and focused on growth. That kind of energy is not fake. It comes from preparation and experience. The statement that really caught everyone's attention was when Melody said, "Welcome to Melody Shari's world. My next move will be my best move." That was not just a caption. That was a message. When someone says their next move will be their best move, it usually means they have learned from the past. It suggests reflection, healing, and planning. It shows that she is not moving out of emotion, but out of understanding. Naturally, people started asking questions. The biggest question was whether this could be a new TV show. And honestly, that idea is not unrealistic. When you look at everything involved, cameras, interviews, lifestyle moments, business work, and personal branding, it fits the idea of a docu-style or reality-based series. Not one based on chaos, but one focused on growth, business, and personal change. If Melody were to show her daily life, running her beauty brand, attending interviews, hosting live sessions, traveling, and balancing motherhood, that is something many people would watch. There is an audience for that kind of content, especially from viewers who feel they lost consistent access to seeing her after changes in the love and marriage Huntsville dynamic. People still feel connected to her story. Another important point that cannot be ignored is that Melody openly shared that it took her a year to recover and heal from turmoil. That statement carries weight. Healing takes time, and choosing to step back is not weakness, it is protection. When someone takes time away to heal and then returns with clarity, it feels earned. It does not feel rushed. When Melody says she is back and adds, "I hope you all are ready," it suggests preparation. It suggests that she has been working behind the scenes. It also suggests that she expects the audience to show up with attention and support. This does not feel like a soft return. It feels like a strong re-entry. Viewer reactions reflect that feeling. Many people are calling her resilient, graceful, and favored. Others are saying they sense a reality show in the making. These are emotional responses. They come from people who feel invested in her journey. That level of connection does not come from surface-level content. It comes from consistency and authenticity. Another noticeable shift is Melody's platform choice. She seems more active on TikTok now compared to Instagram. That tells you she is adapting. TikTok allows more real-time engagement. Lives feel more personal and direct. For someone preparing to launch a new project, that platform makes sense. It allows her to connect with people in a more natural way. As the conversation around Melody continues, attention also shifts to another topic connected to love and marriage Huntsnail, and that is Ken and Trish. This part of the discussion needs to be handled carefully because everything here is alleged. However, viewers notice patterns, especially when behavior changes. Trish attending an event for her children without Ken present raised questions. This is someone who usually appears publicly supportive. When a familiar presence is suddenly missing, people notice. Absence often speaks louder than presence. It does not automatically mean a breakup, but it does signal change. Ken also shared a post saying his next chapter will be all about him. Statements like that usually point to a shift in mindset. It often means reflection, emotional exhaustion, or a desire for change. This does not always mean a breakup, but it does suggest reevaluation. What made this more noticeable was Ken's past behavior. He was very public before. He shared a lot. He appeared invested. When that energy pulls back, people start asking questions. Combined with past conflict and unresolved issues shown on screen, speculation naturally grows. At the same time, this relationship has a history of breakups and reconciliations. Because of that, some viewers are cautious. They have seen this cycle before. Break up, reconcile, deny, repeat. That history makes people hesitant to believe anything is final. There is also commentary around Ken's emotional behavior. Some viewers feel he lacks emotional awareness. Others believe he is drawn to unstable situations. These are opinions, but they are based on what has been shown publicly. Tone, reactions, and communication matter when people form opinions. Trish also faces criticism. Some viewers feel she brings chaos into relationships. The idea that two emotionally unstable people can attract each other is not new. When that happens, relationships often become intense, unstable, and repetitive. Many viewers feel this describes their situation. The comments under Ken's posts reveal another layer: attention. When people sense vulnerability or availability, attention increases. That alone can complicate things further, whether the relationship is truly over or not. Despite all the speculation, some viewers remain skeptical. They have seen this story too many times. Because of that, not everyone is ready to believe that this moment is different. What stands out most is the contrast between the two storylines. On one side, Melody appears focused, healed, and forward-moving. On the other side, there is uncertainty, speculation, and emotional confusion. That contrast is not lost on viewers. Melody's situation feels progressive. Ken and Trish's situation feels stuck in a cycle. That is why people are more excited about Melody's future than surprised by relationship rumors. At the end of the day, Melody's message speaks for itself. She took time to heal. She returned with purpose. Whether Melody's world becomes a show, a digital series, or a brand expansion, it already has attention, and attention is powerful. When someone moves with clarity, people listen. When someone heals quietly and returns with intention, people respect it. And when someone stops explaining and starts showing results, the conversation changes. The real question now is whether people will support Melody's next move the way they say they will. Wanting something and showing up for it are not the same thing. Only time will tell. Another thing people are paying close attention to is how Melody is moving without explaining herself too much. In the past, she often had to defend her choices, clarify rumors, or respond to public opinions. This time feels different. She is not talking too much. She is letting her actions speak. That shift alone shows growth. When someone reaches a place where they no longer feel the need to explain every move, it usually means they are confident in their direction. Melody's calm presence suggests she is no longer reacting to outside noise. She appears to be responding only to her own goals. That kind of mindset comes from learning hard lessons. It comes from being misunderstood, judged, and still choosing to move forward. People notice that energy because it feels real and grounded. The idea of Melody's world is also interesting because of what it represents. It is not just a title, it feels like a space she is creating for herself, a space where she controls the narrative, a space where her work, her life, and her growth are shown on her terms. That is powerful, especially for someone who has spent years being part of a show where editing and storylines were not always in her control. If Melody is truly building a platform that shows her real life, it would be very different from what viewers are used to seeing. Instead of constant conflict, it would focus on progress. Instead of drama, it would show discipline. Instead of arguments, it would highlight responsibility. That shift alone would attract a different kind of audience, one that values growth over chaos. Many viewers are tired of watching people tear each other down for entertainment. There is a growing audience that wants to see healing, learning, and success. Melody's current direction fits that need. She is showing that personal growth can still be interesting, that success does not have to be loud or messy to be meaningful. Her business moves also support this idea. Running a beauty brand, teaching masterclasses, and appearing in interviews all show consistency. These are not one-time actions. They require planning, time, and effort. They show that Melody is investing in herself and her future. Another reason people are paying attention is because Melody's return does not feel forced. She did not rush back into the spotlight. She did not come back with emotional speeches or dramatic explanations.